Among all yoga masters, B.K.S. Iyengar has played the most significant role in the introduction and spread of yoga in the West.
I was born with the gift of illnesses, one after the other, from birth. So those gifts of unfortunate ill health made me to take to yoga. I was suffering from influenza, malaria, tuberculosis, typhoid, and so on and so forth. Then I thought that is it worth living, depending on someone forever? So fortunately at the age of 16, because I have not gone to school also regularly due to ill health. So my brother-in-law, my sister's husband, who had returned from the north, said, why don't you do some yoga, you may improve. So I thought, I believed it and took to yoga. But it took me 6 years to recover health.
It was not until one of Krishnamacharya's star pupils disappeared before an important demonstration that Iyengar's yoga destiny took a turn. He was the only hope for a substitute, and Krishnamacharya began to teach his young brother-in-law seriously for the first time.
I toured with him in '36 to the northern part of Karnataka, where one of the civil surgeons called Dr. V.B. Gokhale saw my demonstration and was very much impressed and invited me to Pune. So I came in 1937 to Pune, and I had to work from the scratch on my own because the responsibility was too high. How to present yoga to the public. So I had to work very, very hard to find, because it's a very dry subject. In 1930s, 40s, there was no interest in this subject at all. Of course, today is a different matter.
Teaching yoga provided only a meager living. Iyengar's wife, the late Srimati Ramamani, became his pillar of support in his devotion to yoga. He used his own body to design and refine advanced postures. Precisely detailed asanas, and the use of props became his signature. Iyengar's innovations made yoga available to practitioners of all levels.
People had their own way of presenting my subject. So when I looked at the poses in my early days, they speak of Shirshasana, they speak of Sarvangasana or Halasana. They say the legs should be straight, the legs will not be straight. In Shirshasana, the legs will be perpendicular, it will be swinging to this side or that side. Then I thought, what is this? They write one thing and they don't even observe in the illustrations what they have said has come or not. That's why I thought, no, I should make something for make people to get, attracted to this subject. So as you make a tasteful salad, so I have to put a lot of ingredients in the salad of yoga for people to get attracted to this subject.
Over time, Iyengar created postures to heal ailments as part of therapeutic programs. No matter what style teachers may have been trained in, they credit Iyengar's work for alignment of body, precision of poses, and modifications.
And only in 1954, I went first time to England And of course, due to the influence of Yoga Mania, because I was teaching him, and lots of creamy intellectual people were admiring that when he is doing, there must be something in it. So I started to give the subject to these intellectual wizards of the West. And through them, then I went to the middle class people, average intellectuals, and then I made it popular. Only in 73, when Yehudi Minion suggested Mary Palmer, because she was a musician, you know, and there was a good relationship. She said, you go and learn from him, then you realize what yoga is. So she came, learned, and then she invited me. Mary Palmer is my old student.
The most positive influence, perhaps, was the fact that this book came into my hands. It led to a meeting, actually, with Mr. Iyengar.
The Y at that time, Honorable Y, gave me a very good start, publicity and all, and I made arrangements to give lecture demonstrations, which I took their advantage and presented where the Americans started getting now.
There was so much electricity in the room, and for me, it opened up a new world, because for the first time in my life, I felt like I was seen by a spiritual teacher, that he cared how we were practicing, and he was determined that he was going to get us to understand his method in a very short period of time.
Guruji is a fantastic teacher, and that was appreciated by not only yoga followers, but people who came just to watch him teach.
So there is a diversity in our body, and when we can bring this diverse body into a single union, then the person who does himself, having realized the diversity and bringing out unity in that diversity, naturally it is very useful for him when he spreads the art of yoga, how to bring the diverse people to unify with single thought of understanding the intelligence that flows in the body, the understanding of the prana, which creates that energy for the intelligence to enlighten more and more. And I think yoga is the only subject where the universality can be built in the diverse ways of living. I started for health, and then it became a dedicated service to humanity.